Okay, I think that it's live. I don't know if anyone can hear me right now. I know that the Facebook link is being stupid, uh, which I'm not surprised. Facebook's been screwing me recently, but I will be figuring that out. I'm still gonna get this thing drawn here, or at least get it started. Hopefully, everything's at least working. As soon as I get somebody in the comments here, I will be able to check if you can hear the audio. And we'll find out from there. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to just leave them in the chat. I'll try to keep up with that as best as I can. We'll go from there. Let's see here. This animation. Okay, so we'll try that. Need all of these. It is warm in here. Oh shit. Dad, calling me was not the right time for that. Okay, yeah, but I'm in the middle of the stream. You shouldn't have called me. Okay, I love you. I'll see you. God. Okay, so that's gonna have to get disconnected at some point. Sorry, I'm using an iPhone for my camera, so it gets janky if somebody calls me. I'll have to figure out how to disconnect that later. Let's see here. At least get this thing sketched here. Let's see. This going. Yeah, so I started up a lot of the inking process over the quarantine. And story's most of the way done. I got a few more pages to actually sketch out, but I wanted to get to actually making some videos here on YouTube, so it made the most sense to jump right in. I'll do the penciling and stuff of the other bit when I get a chance to do that, but work's been crazy. Okay. Okay. haven't quite figured out how to put like non-copyright music in the background. That will be something I will have going on soon here, but this is kind of more or less like a test stream, figure out to make sure everything works, make sure I'm actually recording all of the actual progress of this, because I'd like to make actual videos of it too down the line. So a lot of tests that need to have happen. There's only so much that you can figure out online without having to go a lot more practical and making sure that it's actually running. Oh, wait, also have to remember that I changed a little bit of the design of this character while working on the cover. Okay, good. At least got a couple people checking out so I can make sure that this is working. Hello! Because if this all goes according to plan, I'll be able to do this fairly regularly. Oh, man, I'm going to have to make some serious adjustments to this first character frame. See, when you're drawing it all in pencil, it's much smaller. Also should probably lower the volume on my computer. It doesn't get picked up by the microphone. Okay, it's probably my microphone. Let me double check those levels here. I was trying to avoid... How's that? Is that better? Hope so. I just was trying to hopefully not pick up the air conditioner because my office gets real warm. I don't want to melt in here too badly. You know what? The wind's clearly going pretty good. Let's get some of this air going crazy. Now, something that I have to remember, because whenever I go digital, this is a problem for me, which is that I can zoom in like crazy on all these pictures, but really it's going to be about the comic book page size. So I got to be real cautious of zooming in too much, but I also want it to look nice, so it's kind of a balance of the two. I don't expect it to get super crazy with people following today, but the idea is to slowly build up. Okay, I can already tell right now that this whole arm is going to need to be adjusted. So let's first make use of my line work in the sword and then adjust it. Okay, good. The audio's fixed. Sweet. Yeah, I was like I said, I was just trying to avoid getting the air conditioner too loud in there. It's a ways away, but this microphone picks up literally everything, so I have to be really cautious. Even with me just adjusting the input through the computer here, I think I'm only on like 17 percentile on the dial on my actual microphone, just because it picks up a lot. Okay. And I don't think that you guys need to hear the air conditioner or the dog barking in the background. He's not barking right now, but I'm sure he will. My stream time limit is according to the pup. It's actually gotta go. Yeah, so the next big thing that I got to figure out for these streams is free music, copyright free music anyway, so I'm not stealing anything and getting dinged for copyright infringement. But I should be able to figure that out soon. I just hadn't figured out how to run that simultaneously while I'm doing everything else. And like I said, that shouldn't be super difficult in the long run. Just hadn't had a chance to really get that to work. Okay. It's much better. So I'll get this. Goal is to hopefully do a couple hours of these a week if possible. I'll probably end up doing them pretty often just because it's also a really good way to convince myself to get things done if I have other people watching me. Less likely to procrastinate as I tend to do. Okay. Should have probably played like some Dark Souls or something just to check out a bunch of armor before diving into drawing a Paladin comic. Just for that extra bit of inspiration. Would have probably helped out in the long run. It's okay. Pretty sure that I can BS my way through it, but it'd be always cool if it looked a little neater. Okay, so give him one of these little fancy coat slits here. In my comic book cover, I made the bevel of the coat much thinner than I did in the initial sketches. Not quite sure how I'm going to end up coloring the whole thing. Or is it still quiet? Oh, that handle's really thick if you think about how big that hand is. Stylized, really. Let's shorten up his... Good news is the lower half of him wasn't in the cover I drew, so I don't have to worry about following that too closely. Okay, if I can also pull up the mic a little bit closer here. All else fails, add a couple of buckles in places. It's like the anime rule number 1, in comic books too, I guess, really. Just add bandoliers and buckles to everything. Actually, should that be... Yeah, that works. Works for now anyway. And if I have to adjust it all later, I will. Okay, cool. You find no. Oh, good. No background sound. Good. Awesome. Yeah, I think Brady's napping, so I shouldn't have to worry about him barking or anything. Sammy's asleep, and he's probably grumpy with me. I took him for a walk, but you know how dogs are. He wanted to keep going forever. I just didn't have the time. I knew I wanted to be productive today. Yeah, exactly. Add them buckles. It's kind of weird getting used to the little bit of a slight delay with comments versus what I'm saying. I do think that'll be a fun thing to get used to. You know, the irony of me putting in all these little details is I'm probably going to cover them all up when I get in and add like the shading and stuff, because I think I'm just going to... I haven't really been deciding too much on how I'm going to color this yet. I kind of want to just go with like old school comic books and just do a lot of like cell shading and flat shading. But I also really enjoy what that comic book cover looked like. The kind of going with that Castlevania sort of sketchy painty look, and I just know that that would take so much longer to get to do the whole thing. But I might. We'll see when I get there. If I do a lot of that sort of painterly thing, there's going to be a lot of this detail that's just completely unnecessary. Mostly just because it's going to be covered up with shading and not really matter anyway. But that's not this stage. This is the inking stage. This is also like the second time that I've inked this particular panel. Well, initially I was setting this all up through Photoshop, but it just took so much longer than this Procreate one's going to take. I use Procreate every day for work, so I'm a lot more adept at rocking it. Okay. Yeah, so I don't really know why, but for some reason I have kind of fighting with Facebook right now. They're blocking people from being able to go see my posts. That's why I don't know why the link wasn't like letting people into the stream. I think it's because they want me to pay them to advertise things like my streams. And who knows, at some point I might end up doing that for a little bit. But right now it's definitely not feasible. Thank God I'm drawing on the right layer. It's a terrifying moment. Yeah, those painted colors really... there's some really cool brushes in Procreate that people have been working on. And one of the ones that I used in that was Max Pax's gouache paintbrush. It was his clean one. And it just has this really cool texture to it that makes it a lot more like realistic and gritty. Same thing with like this particular brush. It's got that like nice edge to it, which it kind of makes it more toothy and more natural feeling, which is why I wanted to switch over to this, because I just don't have my brushes set up in Photoshop for the same kind of thing just yet. I'm sure that I could do all of that in the same sort of way, but I just haven't quite gotten there yet with Photoshop since I started using my PC a lot more again. but it's definitely there. Here, let's get some of these quick lines out of the way, huh? This panel shouldn't take too long to rock out, especially because I've done it before. I also want to figure out the best ideal time of day to do these streams, because I don't know what everyone else's like life schedules are like, and who knows, maybe this isn't something that people really want to jump in and watch anyway. But I figure at least once I get some like background music going, it'd be a cool thing for people to just watch along and maybe work on their own artwork as well. I'm not gonna lie, my biggest reason for this is less to do with other people watching and more of keeping me accountable for my own sort of artwork and trying to like actually finish this project. Also, learning how to stream is also fun just because I like diving into anything new and having to figure that out. So troubleshooting is always good. It's a lot harder when I can't hear anything. It doesn't play through my computer though, so I couldn't just like plug in a headphone and check levels. But sitting in a room by myself and talking to myself is absolutely nothing new. Now it just makes me feel like I'm less crazy because I can pretend that I'm talking to other people. And obviously if people message me on there, I am talking to other people, and it's that I'm successfully lying to myself. So there's nothing wrong with that. Agreed. Yeah. Thanks, fam, for joining with me. It makes it so I'm not completely alone. I don't think that Facebook link is going to get anyone to really jump on, especially if you guys couldn't even get it to run. I tried it myself, and it just... there's no, like, security reason why it's not doing it. That's just Facebook saying, hey, you didn't pay me $5 to advertise for you, so we're not going to share it, which is silly. Completely silly. I feel like it probably would have been fine if I didn't make a page for my YouTube. I think that that's the real issue. That I tried to go legit with it. It's like a business page, and now they're stopping me from actually doing anything. Oop. It's okay. I can fix that later. I'll actually finish the page, and next time I'll throw $5 at them and see if it gives me a bunch of hits. Just got to make sure I have the money on the card first. Oh, that's at least good. Thanks, Corey. That knowing that it actually pops up in the subs bar, because like that was my other thing is like I where I'm new to this, I didn't know. I mean, I figured it should pop up if you have the little subscription bell and stuff on, but I just don't know. I haven't been telling people to push the bell just yet, so I'll start posting that, especially if that's gonna help people find what I'm doing quicker. In a few minutes after I get like more of this panel done up, while I'm still on stream, I'll try to make a post that's just about actually going to my YouTube channel to catch the post there. See, working on all this rock stuff goes real quick. And I'm not worrying too much about like line depth or anything in this, because that's all gonna kind of come over time. I just want to get a good chunk of this inked out, because once I have it all inked out, I'll make a copy of this file and play around with just some colors, seeing exactly how I want to kind of mess around with it. I there's something about it that makes me feel like I really want to just have like a really old school looking like Silver Age comic style, just because like, yeah, the cover could be super painted and cool looking, but it was one of those things where, I don't know, old school comics just look really neat, and since I've not finished one, I could at least finish it pretty quickly that way, and then go back through and color if I need to in other ways later, which could be fun. Like I said, I mean, it's all about. Also, how much of this do I want to share on, while I'm working on it? I mean, I think that if I'm gonna have only smaller numbers of people, hey Austin, what's happening? Thanks for joining. From Workland. Thank you even more for joining then. Don't want you getting in trouble for nothing. Yeah, but I feel like if I kind of keep pushing through with this and working on it more and more, there will be a point where I don't want to like I won't do any of the lettering and stuff on stream, just because I want to make sure that there's some reason for people to be interested, just in case I decide to. I probably won't end up like actually selling this or anything, but if I do, if I'm able to actually make printed copies and stuff, it would be cool to have at least some sort of surprise to it. And who knows, maybe because I'm going to be doing it as like a 2-part comic, maybe I won't worry about that so much, because the second part could be the part that I don't do on stream, and people will be able to see it that way. So I just want it to be some sort of surprise if I'm going to actually make it into a comic itself. That's cool. Yeah, Dad, that's Austin, Coop's son. You've met him before, playing music for the shows and stuff. He's the drummer, or used to be the drummer of Signal. Actually, Coop and Trina just had their little one today. New little one. Got the text bright and early. Actually how I started my day, which, it's a good way to start the day. They know that there's a new member of the shop family. Can't go wrong with that. So what's particularly cool in this comic is it's supposed to be like an evil dark tower for like the Lich King. So everything's supposed to look fairly decrepit and destroyed. So I don't have to like focus on making everything look super neat and tidy. In fact, it looks way better if I go the exact opposite approach. Gotta add just dirt and grime and speckles to things. Which is why, as we were talking about before, that the actual, like, using those paintbrushes as opposed to like flat coloring might be the way to go, because it will just work stylized wise. It will give that little bit of grime and grit that I'm looking for. Gotta remember to do like little cracks and things everywhere. Alright, we'll add the fire in as color though. I don't really want to. I haven't also decided if I want to do fire or if I want it to be like some sort of glowing orb. Because, Evil Lich King, you can do just magic. It's probably just going to be like green flames or something. I'm keeping to a pretty strict kind of color coding here. This whole main character is going to be like the orange and yellow glows with his magic, and the Lich King magic is going to be all neon greens and purplies and things. you know, as one does. Yeah, these little posts over here, these are gonna end up having some sort of fire. They're like the lighting, because this is gonna be probably at night, because it's like gonna be like a noir Paladin story. So a lot of the backgrounds are just gonna be pretty dark. The lighting is gonna be mostly with those like fires. I know, right? Well, especially in this, because I'm not really even messing around. Like this after this first page, it goes right into just like fighting guards. They don't even have anyone like actually guarding the door, but it's kind of like the Predator movie kind of concept where they're kind of so cocky that they don't feel like they need to. Plus, actually, Corey, you'd like this. It's similar to what Jordan's kind of set up with the Emperor that we're currently going against in D&D, and that is like they're all kind of controlled minions. So there's almost no need for like a guard. He's considers himself this all powerful sorcerer. So a lot of it's just going to be jumping right into sneaking through and. Well, there's less sneaking going on. This is a righteous paladin. He's just going to start taking out the evil one by one. Okay. Well, wait, did I? 1, 2. We need one over here. There isn't one, so. Grab an eraser. Add another one over here. Taking into consideration depth. I should put some sort of trap. There isn't in this so far, but that who knows? Maybe that's something that I'll actually edit in the storyline because that makes sense. But the paladin is going to be taking some damage at least some point throughout the story. I haven't quite nailed exactly where that's going to go. I mostly have I think the first 6 or 7 pages drawn up for this so far. Does that look too long? No, that works. Okay, cool. And we're going to need another one over here. This one's going to be real small, though. Okay. Let's do the castle before I get into tediously drawing a bunch of rocks on the ground. Because that's going to be where it's at soon. Yeah, and as far as Corey and Dad there goes, at some point I could try to figure out how to put Discord on here also. So if I had, like, then I could actually be chatting with people while I'm doing some live streaming, which could be fun. If you're interested in that, let me know. Because that could be a fun thing. Just have people to actually chat with. Maybe even down the line try to set it up as little, like, not like interviews, so to speak, but could do something like that. I do have a lot of cool people I could pull on just to chat with. I know that DJ would probably be down with that. Austin probably be cool with that too. Try to come up with something fun. A lot of options for this channel. Okay. Here's the fun game of trying to make everything look more or less 3D also. Let's add some castle wall bits here. Yeah, so this Lich King's very much going to be like the super uh like undead zombie type, so like very mummified looking. So because of that, he has felt like he's conquered death. So why should I be afraid of this paladin? Plus, I feel like this paladin's probably got some sort of depressing backstory of losing people if he's roaming into this on his own with nobody else. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you like that as a concept because that could be. We'll find a day sometime that we could pull a couple people on a Discord and chat along. I just think that that'd be fun. Yeah, Dad. That's all, you know. That being said, try editing yourself in YouTube videos because I'm normally pretty lazy and don't care about like getting haircuts and things. But like when you're editing yourself in a video, you're like, oh, maybe I should care about how I sound. Maybe I should care about what I look like. Which I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty lazy today. I just went with the Batman tee. I don't really didn't feel like doing a bunch of laundry before jumping onto a stream. But I'm glad that you guys are here to at least help me test this out. Here, because my concern about that was I didn't know if I was gonna have to pull up a YouTube on my phone and try to listen to it while making it, which is just a whole thing. Plug in an earbud or something. But I know that the the difference between timelines there of having a little bit of stream lag would really screw with me. Oh, here, no, I like this line. This line's a good one. I should trust past me who penciled this the first time. Past me knew what he was doing. Yeah, so basically I can zoom in and out on Procreate. So it's just a two-finger touch and I can zoom in and out. So the background itself is not going to be super huge, so I'm not trying to make like a ton of detail in there. In fact, like I might throw a couple of little lines over here with like the mountain, just to make sure I have some of that going on. But I'm also thinking about where I want the eye to be drawn to, and the reason why the character is like a third into the screen here is because I want you to look at the character and then look at the background. There's going to be a lettering box in the upper hand corner here, so that your eye starts there and then pulls through everything else. So that way, by the time you get to the second panel, which is him more close up, you'll be able to, basically the trick with comic books is to kind of draw the eye where you want it to go. And I'm not doing these comic book panels in a traditional way. Yeah, I thought about having actually like some sort of flying creature in the background as well. I thought that would be fun. And I might. That's something that could definitely be added. I'm gonna stick with what I currently have in here just for now, because I'm gonna be making edits in this whole project as I progress. So, decrepit castle. As you can see, sometimes I follow my lines, sometimes I don't. That's the point of drawing things like 4 times. Yeah, exactly. Corey, when you have to try to talk to yourself and hear yourself at the same time, it's impossible. I can't. I am not one of those people that can do that at the same time. It shuts my brain down. I tried that with when I did a test stream just privately a little bit ago, trying to set up audio and make sure it was all going, and it destroyed me. It was not something that I could handle. I think that they make like board games around that exact concept just to screw with people, where you have to, it just slightly dilates what you're saying, and yeah, it's bad. Not something. Oh wait, actually no, that's not a good spot for that. Let's remember depth. remember depth and remember broken building stuff. Gotta remember those cracks and things. I also have to try to remember that I had changed stuff in the cover of like which towers were what. So before I finish the top of the castle, I will probably have to go look at the other cover, which no big deal. I can get there real easy and bring everyone along with me. But we're making some serious progress already. Like, honestly, I say that, but we're as soon as I finish sketching out this castle, I have a bunch of like textured rocks to draw up. Okay, well. Oh, no, got too bold. That's not a pretty line. Actually, Corey, that might be a project that you'd be really good at. Do you have access that you've found to like do you know any like Creative Commons copyrighted cool fantasy music and stuff? I'm sure that you and Jordo have discovered some along your D&D travels. It's something that I definitely could make use of on here. So I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3. I know it's supposed to be a Lich King castle, but I still feel like I have to have some amount of symmetry. Not that an evil zombie Lich Lord would care. But I kind of do. So. I feel like I gotta get some of it in there. Okay. Once again, gotta remember to zoom out every once in a while to see what it actually looks like, because it doesn't need to be super detailed over here. Let's just get this line going. We'll prop in some of these. In a minute here, I'll do another post and see if I can get some other people to join in. We'll do a post with no links on it though. Just telling people to search it. See if that gets people interested. / if it bypasses Facebook at all. There was a time that I appreciated Facebook's ability to advertise for me. But recently, it's gotten worse and worse and worse. Make sure that you guys can see what's going on. And then, made an unnecessarily fat line. Okay. Another Markanen? Yeah. Markanen, gotcha. That's cool. I'll check that out for sure. I mean, by any means, anything that you've got, send me some links so I can check it out. I know that once I find the music that I can use, from what I've gathered, I have to make like a playlist and link that playlist up so it will just play through. Like I said, with OBS, there's so much stuff that it can do, but I could link it to like iTunes or something, but I would have to have downloaded all the music first. Originally, I was thinking that there might have been a way for me to like just link it to YouTube, so I can just plop up a Creative Commons YouTube channel and just kind of play through their library, but I don't know if that would work. So for now, I'm just gonna stick with music lists, but that kind of takes the fun out of it. Like, I would like for people to be able to work on their own projects and hobbies while chilling, which would be nicer if there was music for it. Okay, first wall done. Let me get on to the next wall. Actually, you know what? Let's adjust the tower the way it was supposed to be. So real quick, before I keep pushing forward, let me click onto the cover and remind myself where that's at. So, okay, so both of these towers are roughly the same height. I've got the towers a little bit thinner. We've got two levels. Okay, I think that the levels and stuff are all good still. It's just those two towers I gotta remember. Okay. Oh yeah, there's like a good 7 or 8 second lag on the stream, which has got a lot going on to it. But so these towers are. This one's gonna be more like right. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that one first. Let's do the main tower first. So we want this guy. Be the main. I have this thing going out like that. I really should have saved that picture on my phone for reference. It might actually be on there, but I don't know. What I do know is that if I do that, this goes here. Alright, so more or less, that's what this tower was like. I don't think I put any windows or anything on it, which is okay because it's too big anyway. So we'll put that down there. I'm also trying to not do exactly what I just did, which is rotate things a bunch, because I know that that's not particularly fun to watch. So if I can do that less than I generally do, I'll be proud of myself. Which is going to be very difficult for me. I have a very bad habit of rotating things. I mean, it's not a bad habit when you're doing that in digital art generally, because it's a useful feature. It's what the point. That's kind of the idea of it. But when you're doing it regularly with people watching you, it's kind of gives you that it's like almost car sickness, motion sickness, because you're not the one doing the driving. Okay, well, we're gonna this wall there. We're gonna play that game where I break like every single rule of depth. that's okay. It's just got to look good enough. And if it bothers me really bad, I can go back and finish it, fix it later. Okay, so actually, you know what? Let's grab the phone. We'll see if we have that as a reference. Is it here? Okay. Where are you, Creative Cloud? There you are. There you are. Okay. Yeah, because see, I even changed the look of these buildings, so these ones have to have this 2-level thing going. That we will do. Just because it is different in the comic. I mean, on the cover, we're going to fix this. Yay, digital art cheats. Brady's pouting at me in the background. Yeah, I can hear you. You did that loud enough, so probably everybody else can hear you too. See, I did it again. I just don't even think about it when I rotate things. Yeah, he's doing his sneezing thing at me, which is code for he wants something, or he's bored. It's like, hey, you seem to have forgotten that I exist. Which is impossible. There's no way that we could forget that he exists. He would never let us. Okay. Don't be rude, Brady. We can all hear you. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to use eraser. Let's go back to this. Alright, so I need a building right here. And we'll have a taller one. Yeah, probably should stretch my neck more often. I really, really bad ergonomics. It is a problem. Okay. So those are the more or less the important parts there. What I need to do is these two side bits. For the towers. Brady, be a good boy. You're fine. I took you out before I started the stream. He's already eaten. He's just bored. Being all pathetic. Can you guys hear him whining at me? Because he is. I might have to give him a little bit of attention at some point, though, because I don't want him waking up Sammy, because then she'll be grumpy at me. Yeah, and now he's crying in her direction. Got him pretty well figured out. I mean, I say I got him figured out. I have no control over him. He is a pain in the ass still, but, you know. Alright, well, if he's a real good boy for a second, I can bring him over to say hello. And then I'll put him back, and maybe that will distract him for a little bit. So I can, at the very least, get this whole panel done, which we're pretty close to already. Okay, give me 1 second. I will go get the doggo and say hi. Alright. You want to say hi? Let's say hi. Yeah, you're not allowed in my office. You're all excited right now, huh? Yeah. Let's say hi to everybody. Yes. Brady boy, say hi to everybody. They're on the computer. Yeah, I know. You're not allowed over here. This is like a super special moment. Yeah, you just wanted attention. You already got to take it out for a walk. You already got to say hello to everybody. Oh, yeah, But we have to be good so that Mama doesn't wake up. Because she'll be grumpy. Yeah. I know you can't hear them. But say hello. Hi. You're a pain in the butt. You're getting heavy. Yeah? You want to say that again? Okay, fine. I'm going to go put you back. But you got to say hello, and that's what's important. Alright. I need you to be a good boy. I need you to behave. Alright. Close the door. Let's see if that gives me a little bit more time. It's doubtful, but we gotta try. I mean, who knows? Brady on video might be the best way to make my YouTube videos. He could be the star of the channel. I mean, screw making me in the channel. He's probably way more popular. I'm sure that he loves you too. Yeah, Brady, the dog that's in a constant state of being a punk and trying to remind me that he is king. Doesn't like me working on projects at all. Okay, so this one does not get to the full top. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Okay, well, got that there. So the good news is in my cover photo, I didn't show any of the buildings like behind that. So the rest of this point onward, stuff that I get to kind of just make up as I go along, which is always appreciated. Because this is essentially the establishing shot anyway. So I don't really have to draw the whole castle again. Maybe like 1 or 2 points is there kind of close-ups of the tower and stuff. But for the most part, that portion is all done up. Oh, oops. I don't like that. I don't don't like that being there, so we'll just draw a little line there instead. There we go. Take a look at the whole thing. Remember to do that every once in a while. Figure out where I put my drink. Needed me caffeine. We'll probably need more caffeine. That's fine. In case you guys were wondering, no, closing the door didn't work. He's still crying over there. But he can at least wait for me to finish this panel. I can try to start up another stream tonight and get more people involved. Because my real plan was just to get through like an hour or so. Which I've already been doing. But if I go a little bit further than that, I just want to get more of this done. So basically, once I'm done with the whole panel, I'll probably take a little bit of a break. And I'll jump on again later. Obviously, if you guys wanted to join back in, awesome. If not, I'm probably just going to keep doing this. And if people start following me doing it, awesome. If not, it's not the end of the world. I just want to be productive. Let's change up the building types back here. Okay. Let's give us a cathedral type building over. No, we don't want a cross on there. That's Lich King place. We don't want to do that. Let's go back on that. Let's instead Let's instead another one of these ones. And another one like this. Okay, I think that the castle is essentially sketched up enough that that'll work out. I will add more damagey kind of scratches and things. Brady just tried his last-ditch effort of barking when he knows he's not allowed to, causing trouble. And there's gonna be like color green glowing light coming out of that thing, but we don't need that now. Love you, Dad. We'll talk to you later. Like I said, I'll probably jump on later tonight. I'm just gonna get this. Well, actually, you know what? For now, we'll throw the banner around it, and I'll finish up the rest of that a little later. Actually, you know what? We'll hold off on the banner too because I haven't quite decided how I want to do that yet. So now that I got the castle portion of this done up, I will be just be coloring in the bridge and probably some more little background bits along the way. So instead of jumping to finish that right now, I'm gonna go deal with the dog. Probably eat myself some, get myself some dinner, something to eat as well. And I will probably be streaming a little later tonight. It might be closer to like 6 or 7. We will see when I get there. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.